Welcome to Qi Coil Frequency Therapy live stream. I'm David Wong, and today you're going to learn about peak performance, biohacking, how you can achieve peak biological performance without any pills, without any injections, without crazy biohacking routines, using one thing, a simple solution called frequencies. All right, so a lot of people ask, how old are you, David? And they get them to guess. And they guess I'm in my 30s, 31, maybe 33. I'm actually 46. So how do I stay young? How do I have energy? How do I recover? How do I have focus and productivity? How do I prevent burnouts? And all those things we're going to cover today. My story was that I was chronically ill for 10 years of my life, and I had no solution. I went to all the doctors, all the experts, and all they told me was, take this medication, take this pill, go get surgery. And I didn't want to do that. And all those pills just gave me side effects. I had a skin disease from the pills that I never had before. So I almost gave up. For 10 years, I was suffering from this disease, this chronic illness that there's no cure for. All the experts said that. But what I eventually found was frequencies and energy, magnetic energy, that later on I developed the Qi coils from. And in 90 days, I was able to solve my problem. So I cured my disease in just 90 days. I was able to do something I never imagined I was able to do. And now I've helped over 100,000 people all around the world optimize their health without using any pills, just using frequency, vibration, and energy. All right, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. Actually, there's something else I wanted to show you today. So that's only part one. Part two, I'm also going to show you how you can use this technology and how you can create a wellness business AI powered by AI, that's automated, especially if you have an existing business, you run a clinic, you run any business that needs clients, and you have any business that you need a steady flow of leads, customers, clients, and you want to have them automatic. Basically, I've developed a system where you can turn strangers into paying customers automatically 24/7 using the power of AI. And we all know how powerful AI is now. AI, once you have a system set up, once you have basically the robots set up, or a team of robots, these robots can work for you 24/7. And that's actually exactly what I built for my business. And I'm going to basically offer for people who already run a business to plug this into their business and 10x multiply their revenue and productivity. So as I said, today in this live stream, we're going to talk about how you can unlock your full biological performance, your full biological potential. So if you are whatever age you are, imagine you're looking, feeling, and actually biologically aging to be 10, 15, even 20 years younger than what you are right now. Okay, so let me know, how would you feel? Who wants to not only just look younger, but actually be biologically younger, all right? And also feel younger, have more energy, have less stress, have more resilience, have more focus. Say, give me a heart or something, tap the screen. Actually, there's no hearts yet. Tap the screen so I can see you are, okay. So you're probably wondering why all this stuff is behind me. Let me just give you a quick rundown. So we have the Qi coils. This is our Qi Coil Max system. This is precision engineered. You can see the quality and precision. Okay, this is the highest level of precision in engineering for this kind of system. All right, it's not just a tool. It's not just artwork. It is an actual system that we developed together with 10,000 frequencies on our program, with a automatic protocol builder that you can type in any frequency or any health goal that you want, and it's going to build a protocol for you that you can use for 7 days, 14 days, or just repeat it as long as you want. Okay, we're the only system that has that. So this is the world's most advanced frequency system. It's not just a tool, it's not just artwork, it's not just a jewelry. This is an actual system that professionals use, chiropractors, clinics, so any kind of massage therapists, even hypnotherapists, any kind of wellness or health practitioner. We have hundreds of them that use these with their clients, not only with their clients, but for themselves and their own families. Okay? So these come in the system. That's one size. We have smaller size ones, Qi Coil Mini. We have the Qi Coil 3s, which is like this. So this is a Qi Coil 3 system. So when you buy a system, it comes complete with the full box, premium carrying case, everything inside. All right, so it's very affordable, very convenient. Then we have the Qi Coil Aura system. That's only one side of it. There's another side. There's another coil on the other side. This is our Qi Resonance med bed with a red infrared light mat with a vibroacoustic bed and red light panels. So you get about 8 different frequency technologies stacked together to enhance your life. All right. So that's what we have. Lots of clinics use these now, charging $100 per person, 30 minutes a session. Client comes in, presses the play, frequencies played, the magnetic energy, the scalar energy activates. They just lie there for 30 minutes. They leave, you wipe down the mat, next customer. So this is, if you're running a clinic, this is something that you can put in there without having to train extra staff, without any extra training or certification required. So basically, we have a model. We have you can calculate your ROI, right? You just put one of these in your clinic. There's one room. You have an extra room. Just put one of these in there. You're going to generate about 20,000 extra revenue per month. Okay, that'll pay for your bed in a month. How can we have discount codes? We do not have discount codes. Right? We don't need them. So just go ahead. If it's something that you want to invest in, then invest in it. You want to save some money, we do have packages. Just look at the website and see what's available, but we don't have discount codes. All right. So what if you can increase your energy, your focus, and your recovery without spending years experimenting with different things like pills or this kind of biohacking, this equipment, this pod or whatever you can buy, and also be able to develop and turn it into an automated AI business. So as I said, I was able to heal myself from this. I was able to reverse my aging. I'm 46, and now I have the biological age of 31. I train, right, a lot, boxing, and, I outlast, I outpunch, I outmove most of the guys half my age, like in their 20s, they're not as good as me, all right? So what is peak performance, right? What is peak performance? It's just big muscles. Who thinks peak performance is just going to the gym and getting big muscles or being really, really ripped? Well, that's part of it, but that's not the whole picture, right? Because a lot of people, they take so many supplements or right, they're injecting themselves with growth hormones and all this weird, really kind of dangerous stuff. They get big muscles. They look ripped. They look strong, but actually their gut is screwed up. They're definitely effed up guts. They're bleeding in their gut a lot of times, lots of side effects, and it's not sustainable. All right. A lot of them, when they stop taking the drugs, when they stop doing injections, they just turn into a fat flab. Like the skin kind of starts melting off their body. This just shows how many toxins are actually being injected or taken from all these crazy supplements out there. So peak performance, do you think it's just big muscles and injecting yourself with a bunch of drugs? It's not it. That's not it. All right. I don't even lift weights. I don't even do any weights, and I gain muscle. And the reason is because I'm using frequencies that stimulate growth in the body, which just goes directly to my cells. I don't need to take anything that needs to be digested. I don't need to take any pill that may hurt my liver. Some people take the pills. It has to process through the liver. So I don't need that. It goes straight to my cells. For my brain, I don't need to inject anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't need stem cell injections to make myself a little young or to increase my regeneration. I just use frequencies. I actually have stem cell frequencies that emulate stem cells. How much do stem cell injections cost? Anywhere from $3,000 to $20,000 per injection. How many times can you do that? How much money do you need to make to do injections every month? You have to make a lot of money, but a lot of people do that. So if you make over $1 million a year, you're probably doing something like that. But for the rest of us that doesn't have $20,000 a month to spend on stem cell injections, we have a stem cell frequency. You just buy once, right? Stem cell frequency or the biohacking package is $1,000. You buy the frequency package and you can use it forever. You get the Qi Coil once, you use it forever. Okay, so that's the idea. And you don't need to inject yourself. You don't need to go to any clinic. You don't need to drive there or anything. You don't need to put IVs into your bloodstream. You just use frequencies. That's the future. Why? Because that's how the body works. It works through electrical signals. Your DNA communicates with your body through electrical signals, through actually light wavelengths, okay? Through frequencies. Yes, you can affect it through chemicals, but that's just going around the long and hard way when you can just use a direct method, which is just use frequencies, right? That's the, yes, stem cell frequencies. Just check it out. Go to our website later and you can get them, okay? So just imagine if you could increase your energy, your focus, cognition, you can increase your recovery, emotional stability, not just physical, but also emotional stability, and optimize your environment. That means everything in your environment will be, tuned for the best of your health, right? Because we have a lot of scientists have discovered that cell phones basically cause cancer. Okay, people don't want to admit it, but cell phone radiation causes cancer. You live near cell phone towers, those people have more cancer. All right, if you're exposed to a place where it's dense and a lot of people using Wi-Fi and 5G, those people have more cancer. This is proven. People just don't want to accept it. They want to hide the fact, but that's just a fact. Okay, so how do we protect ourselves? Well, there's no way to block it. There's no way to go to a retreat and get away from your cell phone for the rest of your life. You need to use your cell phone. You need to talk to people and use it and watch this live, right? So what do? Well, you create an environment using frequencies, like using Qi Coils, using all oracles for your whole home or your office, so that the environment is already vibing and resonating with beneficial, healthy frequencies. So it doesn't matter what negative energies are in there. It doesn't matter what Wi-Fi, 5G, because you're always regenerating. If you play video games, your regeneration, your HP is regenerating faster than it's going down, right? Your HP is going fast, is regenerating faster than it's going down. So that's what you need, because you live in a toxic environment. It's like living in a poisonous environment. You got debuffed with poison, and that poison is draining your HP every second. And if you don't, you have to top up with health potions like constantly, because once it drains down to zero, you're dead, right? So you keep popping health potions, right? What's the better way? Why don't you get a stat? Why don't you like upgrade your skill tree, right? I'm talking gamer language. Why don't you upgrade your skill tree so that you have regeneration, and it regenerates faster than the poison is draining your energy, draining your HP. Can you play the different frequencies at the same time with the coils? You can, but it's not recommended, because each frequency has a purpose, right? Each frequency has a special message or a program. So you're playing two programs anytime, then the body, what's your body going to do, right? It's going to use one program or the other programs. No, so just use one at a time, right? If you have two programs, then just play the first program first for like 30 minutes. And play the second program for another 30 minutes. That's what I recommend. Just keep it simple, right? You don't need to really think about, okay, I'm going to play 5 different programs at the same time. It doesn't work like that. It's like listening to music, right? You can't listen to 5 pieces of music at the same time. It makes no sense. It just sounds like a whole bunch of junk. Okay, that's how your body will experience if you play like 5 different programs at the same time. But you listen to one song at a time, you get the message or the feeling or the vibration of that one song, and then you listen to the next song and you get that song's feeling, right? And the next song, and so on. So that's how frequencies work. It's kind of like music. Your body has to get that message, get the instruction from the program that we programmed into the frequency, into that set of frequencies, right? So just let it do its job one at a time. You don't need to play them all at once. High blood pressure, yeah, we got heart, cardiovascular care frequencies. We have a whole set of those in our advanced care collection for any kind of blood pressure. It works amazing. It works for my mom. The AI energy lets you play more than one at the same time. Okay, right now I'm talking about Qi Coils. I'm not talking about Qi Energy AI. Qi Energy AI, that's different, okay? So we do have silent frequencies. And yes, you can play silent frequencies at the same time as sound frequencies. And you can combine those together, okay? That's completely different. But you don't want to play 2 different sound frequencies at the same time, because they kind of jar and interfere with each other. But you have one silent one, such as our silent quantum frequencies, or Chiari, or Qi Energy AI. Those are our silent ones. You can play that in the background and use the coils, play sound frequencies, and those actually work together quite well. Do you listen to the frequencies, or are they silent? The answer is, for beginners, listen to the frequencies. Then you plug it to the Qi Coil and it becomes silent. For advanced users, you add a silent layer of silent quantum frequencies. Okay, I know it's a little bit complex, but long story short is you can use both. Okay, start with these. You can use both. That's the answer. You can be silent, or they can they can be audible. Somebody wants to join, come on, I can't accept it. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so we created a protocol, right? So for example, in the morning, you can do something that's going to activate your energy, stimulate your brain, get you going, so you can get operate with focus throughout the whole day. Then in the midday, maybe something for focus and productivity, help you to be stress resistant. Okay, who wants to be able to handle stress like nothing, like brush it off their shoulder like nothing, right? First of all, who has stress in their life? I think everybody does. Everybody has stress in their life, unless you're like, people who don't have stress are dead people. Okay, or everybody has stress. Okay, so but it's how our body can deal with stress that makes the difference between someone who is well or unwell, right? Also makes a difference between someone who is successful and unsuccessful, because everybody has stress. Like, how do people who have unsurmountable stress, lots of challenges in their life, turn out to be highly successful, highly impactful in the world? Whereas some people that have no stress in their life, they don't do anything and they don't really make a difference in the world, right? It all depends on how well somebody handles stress. So what our frequencies does is it actually calms your nervous system. It tunes and it balances and it optimizes your nervous system so that it can always be in a very coherent state. So stressful things come and you're able to brush it off. Like, wow, usually I would be pretty stressed out in this situation, but I actually don't feel stressed. I kind of feel like actually a little bit more positive than I usually do. That's what you will experience when you start using our Qi coils. Stress comes and doesn't affect you anymore. Okay, so that's what you can have. You don't have to take drugs, right? People, they either smoke cigarettes or smoke weed, or they drink in order to relieve stress. And guess what? Yeah, sometimes it works. Sometimes it's helpful, but I don't do any of that. I don't need any of that, okay? Because I'm using Qi coils every day. And you save a lot of money, first of all, because you don't have to buy all the alcohol and cigarettes, and then over time it adds up to a lot of money, and it's a lot healthier, right? Okay, vaping, forget that. You don't need that anymore. Okay, Erica says, I feel the difference. Fantastic. So I don't do any drugs. I don't smoke. I don't even drink. I don't weed. I don't do any injections or anything like that. And I am in my condition. I'm in the best health and fitness, strength, focus, productivity I've ever been in my life, and I'm 46, and it's getting better every single day because I'm using Qi coils. All right. If you've been following me for a few years, you will have noticed that. You noticed that, right? So who's followed me for a few years and they notice that I actually look younger than before, and I actually look stronger than before. What frequency should you use for a lung cancer patient? Before I say anything, this is not a cure. This does not treat, does not mitigate any disease. Cancer doesn't treat or cure cancer. You can try our frequencies for lung cancer. We have frequencies for that. We also have a set of frequencies called Cancer Conqueror or Cancer Care. They may or may not support somebody who is having lung cancer. Okay, so wink, wink. All right. So go and check out on the website. Okay, we can't say it cures cancer. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say, even though there's people who have used our system and had a lot of success with it, actually a lot of people have, I cannot say that it cures cancer. Okay, can you share what protocols you're using in your daily routine? Well, I use the biohacking, a lot of them. I use the super brain ones. I use ultimate abundance. That's like the top frequencies in our collection. They're like the top tier ones, and those are the ones I use. All the frequencies are good, but the ones that get me the most results, the fastest, the most potent, like the most highest quality ones, that's the ones I use. Okay, and I would play it in the morning when I start work. I turn it on and I'm running through it for about 30 to 60 minutes. And then in the afternoon, I'll play it for another 30 minutes or so. So that's how it works. Okay, so some advanced ways of using it. Somebody mentioned like how to use the silent ones, right? So if you, let me see, let me go to the website here. Okay, if you go to the website, members.qcoil.com, generate your 7-day frequency protocol, and then go here and you can type in anything that you want. It can be like stress, parasites, sleep, brain, detox, type, pain, skin, immune, a whole bunch of them. We have everything, 10,000 different frequencies. Stress and anxiety, sleep, brain and focus, detox, toxins, pain and inflammation, skin and beauty, immune, support, hair, hair regrowth, scalp. By the way, hair, right? Longevity, hormones, digestion, energy and emotional balance. And then you can click on advanced conditions, and there's all the stuff that are more advanced or more like challenging health goals. But I'm mentioning this because once you log in, then you can access all of our frequencies. I mean, you can see them. You won't be able to use all of them unless you buy them. But then you can get 3 free frequencies. So you just go open an account, you get 3 for free, and those are actually very good ones. One's calm and clarity, one's regenerate. So you get some good stuff just for setting up an account. And then if you want to start with 10,000 right frequencies, and it's like $20 a month. Okay, so it's not that expensive. Let's see if I can log in. Remember my password. No, I don't think I got my password. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I'll show you next time. I forgot my password. I don't want to. Oh, it's a long password. Okay, so you go to the website, you go to members.qcoil.com, and then there's going to be quantum, right, silent quantum. So the advanced way of using it is to use quantum, and then also use rife, and then also use silent quantum. And if you build a program, there's a whole tutorial inside. There's a new tutorial video. Just create an account, watch the tutorial video. It's going to explain it. All right, just follow the tutorial. It's very simple. How you can use many layers of frequencies, and how you can use it. You can use it with just the sound, or you can use it with the coils. What the coils does is it amplifies the actual frequency that your body can absorb 100 times. Okay, so your body can absorb sound frequencies, okay, to a certain, that works. But then if you want to absorb it a lot deeper and faster, then the coils will multiply that quite a lot, about 100 times. Okay, so that's why people, once they use the sound frequencies for a while, then they get a coil, because it just makes sense. You want to do it faster, you want a deeper experience, so you just get a coil. Okay, so real use cases. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Then another way is to get one of the aura systems and start enhancing your whole house, your whole home, your living room, or your practice. Like let's say you have a clinic. So all coils can be used, especially the large ones, can be kind of used 2 ways. They can be used as background energy. So you can put them in a house, and it'll create that energy bubble for your home, like I mentioned before. That kind of gives that perpetual regeneration and perpetual boosting of energy and protection for people living in the house. So everybody who lives in the house gets that protection. So that's one way. It's kind of like a passive way of using it. The other way is the active, concentrated way. So kind of like what you see here. This is the active and concentrated way of using it. So you're lying there on the bed with 2 coils, front and back, and you got all the red light frequencies on at the same time. Plus you have the sound, plus you have the vibration. The bed actually vibrates with the frequency. So that's like the potent, concentrated way of doing it. And like within 10 minutes, that's all the energy, like maximum 30 minutes. That's all the frequency you need for the whole day. You don't need to do more than that. Some people do more, like some people that, for example, who have cancer, they actually do it for an hour a day, sometimes even more, but you don't need to, okay? Because it's so potent. It's kind of like, it's just very concentrated, okay? So it's like the extra strength version of it. So you don't need much of it. Okay, so if you want the most potent system, this is great for clinics, because they don't want people to stay in their clinic for all day, right? They want them to come in, get the therapy, and leave. All right. So this is perfect for the for businesses. Okay. So those are different options, right? You can either get one for personal use, or actually for level one, you just get one. You just go on the website, use the frequencies, listen to them. Level two, you get one for personal use, a small one, Qi Coil Mini or Qi Coil 3, like I showed you here, Qi Coil 3, which is also very portable. Qi Coil 3, or you get Qi Coil Max, which comes in sets of 2. It also comes in a big box, really big case, really big case. Okay, and this is the Qi Coil Max case. It's huge. The whole system goes in here. You can carry it on the airplane. The whole system is in here. You can carry it on the airplane. It's compatible with the carry-on luggage. How many times a week for a patient? Depends what the patient needs. Usually 2 or 3 times a week, right? If they're working with something serious, then it'll be every day for at least a month, right? Like we're talking about serious problems. If it's something just for general, general energy issues, chronic issues, 3 times a week, probably 2 to 3 times a week. Pretty, same as kind of like any kind of therapy, physiotherapy, they usually do 2 or 3 times a week. But if it's something like time sensitive, they need to fix something now, and it's serious, then every day, right? At least 30 minutes to an hour a day. Okay. So real cases. So if you're an entrepreneur like me, what do you need? Well, yeah, you need to make money, but before you can make money, what do entrepreneurs need? They need energy, they need focus, and you need a way to relieve stress. You need a way to stay productive, even though things are not going your way. Okay, but number one is energy. If you have no energy, you won't do anything. You won't get anything done. You can't manage a team. You can't create anything. You can't work. You have no energy. Don't have energy. And that's where I was at when I was sick, because I was bleeding every day. I had no energy. I was chronic fatigue. I was literally draining life force every day, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't work because my brain wasn't working. I didn't have energy to work. I had to sleep all day because I was so tired. So if you're an entrepreneur, first thing you need, your currency, is not money, it's actually energy. Because if you don't have energy, you can't do a single thing. So first of all, the number one thing that Qi Coils do is you notice you'll have more energy, right? Without drinking coffee, without drinking Red Bull, without working out, you'll have more energy. Okay, your sleep will be better, also giving you more energy. Your nervous system will be calm, also giving you more energy, because now your nervous system and your body is not spinning its wheels, just trying to fight itself, right? Or your brain isn't running wild, and you can actually sleep and rest your brain. So rest your body, rest your mind, so that you can actually recharge properly. So that's what you'll find. More energy, more focus, because now you can rest your brain, and it'll get you into brain states of hyper productivity. You'll be able to focus for long periods of time without getting tired. You'll be able to tackle tasks one after another without getting tired, right? A couple of months, last month, I'm working 12-hour days. Why am I working so hard? Well, it's because actually I want to. I was getting so much done. It just keeps coming, right? I say, oh, I got this done. Okay, I'm going to keep working, keep going. And then I don't even get tired. And I'm 46. It's not normal. I don't have to drink any coffee. Okay, I do drink coffee, I don't drink half a cup in the morning. That's it. Okay, I'm not like some people drink 20 coffees a day. But that's very normal, right? Drink half a cup of coffee in the morning. That's okay. But that's not supposed to let you work for 12 hours a day. Okay? So I was working 12 hours a day. I wasn't tired. I did that for 2 weeks consistently, and I built a ton of stuff, which actually I'm going to show you. I built a ton of stuff, and I got so much done. So if you're an entrepreneur, you know how valuable it is. This is right. If you work 8 hours a day now, you work 12 hours a day. What if you can double that, the amount of time you work, without burning out? That's the key, right? You can work harder, which is good. It's a good thing to do, to work hard, right? But then it's not good when you work hard and you get burned out, and it causes you mental, emotional, relational, and physical problems in the long run. So what I'm talking about is, what if you can be able to work long hours, be hyper productive, hyper focused, without burning out, be able to sleep and rest and wake up fresh and do it all over again? How much can you get done? How much will your business grow? How many things can you add to your business? How many new initiatives can you tackle? How much more money will you make? You're definitely making more, right? So talking about entrepreneurs, this is like the secret tool for myself and probably for you when you start using it for your success. Okay, for those very basic reasons, gives you the energy, gives you the focus, gives you the resilience, what every entrepreneur needs. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about athletes. If you're an athlete, if you are someone who needs peak performance, who's competitive, you need to be on your peak performance. You need to recover fast so that you can train harder, so that you can recover from injuries faster, so that you can train more, right? Athletes all about training, right? You're better than your person. Yeah, maybe if you have genetics, you're genetically better, then you have an advantage. But when you get to the higher levels, everybody's genetically good. Everybody's genetically less. So who's going to do better? Well, the ones who's going to train more, right? So, and the ones that have good coaches. But let's just talk about what you can control. Like the ones that can train more. And then the ones that can train more are people who are trained smart. They don't train to the point where they can't train anymore. And then they have to take a break for a month or injure themselves, right? So this tool, this system that we develop is a must-have for athletes, and without having to do a bunch of injections and surgeries and crazy supplements and stuff like that. Body, for example, we have creatine, we have, these are frequencies, they're supplements. We have frequencies that actually emulate supplements. So if you go to our website, we have our quantum body frequencies. Actually, I'll show you right now. So called quantum body frequencies, human growth hormone, HGH, creatine, follistatin, BPC peptides, ashwagandha, quercetin, glycine. Okay, so powerful supplements. Somebody mentioned about the biohacking longevity protocol. We have hyperbaric chamber, resveratrol, GMAF, DNA repair, 3 types of stem cells. Okay, so go to the website. You can see what we have. But all those things that we mentioned, they emulate supplements, stem cells. They emulate the actual function of stem cells, like without the injections. Okay, so those are available if you're an athlete. Who else? High performance. So if you're a professional, high performing professional, and you need to stay in your game. You could be a CEO, lawyer, doctor, physician, surgeon, right? High stakes, stock trader, and you need optimization. You can't afford to have burnout. You can't afford to take a day off because there's so much demand on your time and your productivity. You can't afford to get sick, right? So what do? Use Qi Coils, use frequencies to keep you at a high resilience level, to program your body and your mind so there's always performing in high levels, so that your resilience, your immune is always high, so that even if there's stress, physiological stress, emotional stress, even if germs go around your office or whatever, that you actually are protected and you skip getting sick. You don't get sick because you have a defense system that's with you all the time. You have a frequency defense system throughout your whole body, nervous system, and brain. Okay, so you basically become a superhuman that doesn't get sick, superhuman that has super focus, super regeneration, super recovery. That's the kind of technology that we have to help you achieve that. And very quickly. It's not something that you have to work to achieve. This is something that you can just get by just using our coils, by just pressing a button and using our frequencies. Okay, it's really quite powerful. So no more brain fog, no more sleep issues. That's probably one of the top things that people have problems with. Top 3 things: stress, sleep, energy, and sometimes pain. Okay, those 4 things, major problems in most people's lives right now. And it's always been. And we fix all of them with one simple system. You don't need one pill for pain. You don't need one pill for your brain. You don't need another pill for sleep, and then another pill for this and that, and then another 20 pills and so on, right? And then another 5 pills for the side effects of all those other pills. And then another 5, it just keeps going. You just have more pills. You have one system. We have many different frequencies. You create one program with different frequencies. It may last for 30 minutes. It may last for 60 minutes, but if you have a sleep program, you'll have a brain program, you'll have a focus program, you have an energy program. You play them for 3 minutes each, 5 minutes each. You put it into our software, our web app, you program it in there. Press play, and then you just play that every day. That's all you need to do. It's that simple. No pills. All right? It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? I used it, but never felt any difference. Don't know how long it takes to feel something. How long do you use it for? So some people take longer, right? Some people might take 21 days, but the key is consistency, right? Which brings us to the next part. Some mistakes that people do is just randomly using one frequency here this frequency there, and then maybe using some random app or some YouTube frequency. No, we have a 7-day protocol. Stick to the protocol. Okay, use the same protocol for 7 days before you switch to another protocol. Okay, so you need consistency. You also need to optimize your environment. So if you're in an environment where there's a lot of stress, if there's an environment where there's a lot of, bad negative energy, you need to basically clear that out first as well. Where can you learn how to properly use Qi Coil Max? Well, we have a tutorial. Just go to our tutorials online on our website. It's all there. Okay. If you have a specific question, you can ask now, but it's really quite simple, right? You just turn it on. There's some specific ways to where to place it, how to face them, which is also on the website. But that's about it. Use the 30 days. Really quite simple. Like how do you learn how to ride a bike, right? Once you learn how to ride a bike, it's quite simple, right? How do you explain it to someone? Like for someone who hasn't ridden a bike, how do you explain to them? Oh, you get on one pedal, you push the pedals, you steer the thing, you balance yourself. But for someone who hasn't ridden a bike, it makes no sense to them because they've never done it before. Okay, it's the same thing with the Qi Coils. But once you ride the bike, you say, oh, this is how you do. Yeah, exactly. You just pedal, you just turn the handlebar, and then you balance yourself. That's all. That's all the bike is. But then once you use it, and it's actually quite simple. Okay. So any questions before we move on to the next part of our live stream? Oh yes, thank you. My mother has essential tremors. What frequencies I want to help her? Any nervous system calming frequencies, right? You can search tremors, right? We might have a frequency for that. You can use any of our calming, anything that has the word calm or anything that has the word balance, use that. Okay. So I'll give you 1 minute to ask some questions before I go to the next topic. So yeah, some people take longer. It's just everybody's different. Some people are more sensitive to frequencies than other people. Some people are not sensitive, so it takes longer. So like you may be more energetically resistant, which is good and bad at the same time, right? So you're resistant to magnetic energy. Some people are like that. So the good thing is that harmful frequencies won't affect you as much, which is great. But then beneficial frequencies won't affect you as much either. But it's not an actual problem because you just need to use it longer, right? Your body just absorbs less. So in order to overcome that, just absorb more over time. That's how you do it. Just use it longer. Can you run the frequencies and treat someone via phone call versus a person? Okay, I won't say the word treat, but you can use it over the phone. If are you using sound frequencies? Are you using coil frequency? Or are you using our silent quantum? Are you using our Qi system or Qi Energy AI system? Those three ways of doing it. Now, if you're playing the sound on the phone, yes, if they can hear the sound on the phone, it will help. But the phone, it may help. It depends how good the audio is on the phone, right? I don't know how good the audio quality is on the phone. It's probably better to get them, to use our app so that they can just play it directly. Qi Coil Max. So we're using the Qi Coil Max. Some people say, yeah, you can heal people remotely, like from a distance. If you use the coil, if you believe in that, then yes, I would say yes, you can do it. But it's hard to prove scientifically. But if you want to use a coil and you want to use it to heal someone on the phone, and you believe in that, then yes, go ahead and do it. But that's not what we designed them for. So some people believe in Reiki and distance healing and stuff like that. If you want to do that, go ahead. It's great. But it's something that we specifically designed for remote, sending energy remotely is Qi.ai. Okay, so that is intended for sending energy to somebody's phone. All right, and that will work a lot better than just Qi coils over the phone, which they're not really meant to do, to be used. They're not designed to send energy through the phone. That's not really how it works. So, but the Qi.ai is designed for sending energy to the phone, through the phone. How you spell that? It is Qiari.ai. So Qiari.ai. WellnessGrowth.ai. Okay, so use that. So if you want, try that out. Right now it's like $7 to try that out for 7 days. And we actually send it to a photo of a person, not just the phone. We can send it through the photo. We can send it to an address. We can send it to a phone. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. If you want to check it out, go check it out. But any more questions about the Qi coils frequency? No, not QU, not QUARI. It's QIARI.ai. QIARI.ai. All right. So the next part is probably going to be for people who have established businesses. So not necessarily for people who don't have a business. Okay. But if you don't have a business, you can learn a little bit from what I'm going to show you anyway. You probably won't be able to apply it right away, but you learn something. Okay. But this is for people who run a wellness business, run a clinic, or any business that have clients. But we focus right now on wellness businesses. So if you like a chiropractor, if you are running a integrative medicine clinic or acupuncture clinic or even skincare clinic or some kind of like wellness or longevity clinic or healing practice, basically, or even like an alternative medical clinic or med spa, then this is something that will definitely be something you want to learn about. Okay, so if you run a business like that, you know that the biggest problem isn't getting clients. It is actually converting them, following up, and scaling your business. And today I'm going to show you how you can use AI to do that, solve all of those problems automatically, right? Because here's the problem with a lot of clinics and a lot of businesses in general that have clients. So if you don't have a clinic, you have a business, of course you can have clients. If you have a business that are based on appointments, this is something you need to listen to too. So what happens is the leads come in, but they don't respond, right? You get leads coming into your system, people, request information, but then that's it. It never goes to the next step. A lot of your manual follow-ups, you're doing manually with the clients, and it's inconsistent. You have one person or two people, the receptionist, they're not really following up consistently with with all these leads. Sometimes your staff forgets, or they delay responses, or it takes them too long to respond to the clients, and they just ghost you. You have very low show rates. So even if they set appointments or they say they're going to show up at your place of work, business, they don't show up. You have a high no-show rate. And your advertising is probably not converting. You're spending a lot of money, thousands of dollars advertising, and they're not really translating to actual new customers and new members. Okay. So most clinics actually don't have a lead problem, or they don't have getting appointments or leads. The problem is they have a system problem. They don't have a system that automates the whole process. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Okay. Why the traditional systems fail is that you're hiring a lot of staff, they're expensive, and a lot of times they're not reliable. Especially nowadays, the young people, highly unreliable. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the same focus. They don't have the same work ethic. They don't even have intelligence of people like a generation before them. So it's hard to find staff that can actually be competent. A lot of the CRM systems, like the customer relationship management systems, are passive, right? You have to enter all the data in there, and then you have to basically do a lot of work to keep track of all the clients, because the systems are good for organizing, but you have to do the organizing using the system. And they're not, doesn't think on its own. Another thing is you're hiring agencies, right? Which you pay to get leads, or you pay to get appointments, but they come, but they're poor quality. All right. They have no money. They're not the right client, and then they don't convert to actual sales or actual customers. So what you need is an intelligent system that's built with AI that acts like a highly trained professional salesperson that works 24/7. That will be the ideal solution, right? And until now, that would have been very expensive and very hard to find, and very long to train someone like that. But now you can just get one installed in your business because we have a robot that can do that now. Okay, I've built that. All right. So I'm going to introduce you to something called the WellnessGrowth.ai business system. And it's what we've built is we built a fully automated AI powered system designed specifically for wellness businesses or any business that runs on clients or appointments. Okay. So what we do is we capture leads, we qualify them, we follow up instantly. I mean, like instantly, like in 60 seconds or even less. We will call them and reach out to them. That's the key. It's the speed to lead. You know, they did a study in Harvard's business school, and they found that the difference between getting a lead in and then calling them 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes has dramatic effect on how much they convert. And actually, like something like 20 to 30 times less likely to convert that lead if you contact them 10 minutes or longer. Okay, but if 10 minutes, if you contact them before 10 minutes, then it's dramatically more successful and dramatically more likely that they're going to be a customer. Okay, well, our system actually does it. We do it. We basically do it the fastest possible, like immediately, 60 seconds. So you get the highest quality of clients and the highest contact rate. Okay, we follow up instantly. We book appointments instantly. And we increase your show rates. So the people that book will show up and we convert more clients. And the key thing, the number one key thing is that it's all automated, all done with AI. Okay, we built the system to do it. So the system breakdown is basically you have ads or you have content, right? So either you can pay for ads. If you have a business, you're probably already paying for ads, or you're creating a lot of content, social media content, and that's what gets you the traffic. Okay, so what we do is we create a page for you, and we will get the leads, okay? And from the leads, it goes into a system where our AI will immediately reach out to their leads. You can also the AI will reach out and book appointments for you, either with a human or either to get them physically into your place of work or place of business, okay? You can do either one. But basically, it'll set appointments for you, and it will automatically do that. It's natural, human-like. They won't even be able to tell that it's not AI, and it handles objections. So it'll be like a receptionist that's trained, and but that works 24/7, doesn't complain, doesn't get sick, doesn't get tired, and always in a good mood. And it trains, and it's perfectly trained. Okay, speed is everything. First response wins. Okay, so and we create a system that you can create this kind of response. It also qualifies your prospects. So it qualifies the most serious clients, and it basically filters out the unserious ones, so you don't have to waste time based on their budget and how ready they are. So your calendar will be filled with only qualified leads, not a whole bunch of people that are not proper clients and just waste time. Okay, AI Appointment Center, this is the big one. Okay. It books directly into your calendar. It's all automated, and it suggests times, handles the schedule for you. It can change the rebookings. You can do it all without even touching your phone. All right, it's all built in. There's AI voice follow-up. It calls the leads automatically. It confirms appointments, recovers any missed leads. Okay, so everything that used to easily get lost or fall through the cracks, so to speak, won't happen again, because it's going to follow up on everybody. There's going to be multi-channel follow-up, SMS, email, WhatsApp, email, SMS, and voice follow-up too. Okay, it's going to be persistent, but it's going to be natural. It's not going to be like annoying. Okay, obviously, it's all programmed to be natural. It's going to be. We built a CRM for tracking, so you can see all of the leads come in, the show rate, conversions. All right, very simple. So just think about it. If you have a clinic, if you have a business or client-run business, what would 10 extra appointments per week do for you? Just 10. And what if you had a 30 to 50% closing rate, and you made, let's say, $500 to $3,000 a client, right? Based on those numbers, you're going to be making at least $10,000 to $50,000 increase in revenue per month, just from getting 10 extra booked appointments per month. So that's what we can do. To start, you can scale it up if you want. So the system doesn't just pay for itself, it becomes actually your most profitable asset. All right, this is one thing that you can install. We can install for you without you having to do it yourself, which could take months and a lot of money to implement. We actually can do it very quickly because this is the system we use ourselves to grow our business and automate our business. Okay, so who is this for? So this isn't for someone who's just starting out in business, who's just like a solopreneur, maybe solopreneur. So this is someone who, this isn't, so basically you'll need to be making at least 30,000 per month revenue per month. So you're gonna be making at least 30,000 revenue per month. If you're a solopreneur, if you're a clinic, probably at least $50,000 per month. Okay, so this is for clinics, practitioners, coaches, med spas, biohacking centers, right? Frequency energy centers. Okay, but you should be already established, and you should already have a client base. And you should already have some kind of success or revenue in your business. Okay, so this is not for beginners. This is not for people who just starting out. All right. So WellnessGrowth.ai, what we do is we've set up a full AI system. We customize the conversation flow. So based on what you need in your business, we're gonna train the robot to speak in the tone that you want to speak, to have the conversation flows, to ask the questions, to have the answers, and basically we're going to train it with all the information from your business. Okay, then we're going to build out all of the appointment automation, the CRM integration, all the follow-up sequences and optimization. All right. So there's 3 ways to get started, but before you can apply now, if you are interested in basically installing this into your business, you go to WellnessGrowth.ai, and then you can book a strategy session to see how AI can help your business and automate that whole process for you. Okay, so we have different packages. Basically, we have tier 1, which is we'll build the lead generation system, so it's automatic lead gen. There's tier 2. Now we add automatic lead gen and also the voice robot. So it'll actually do all the voice calling, all the follow-ups, all the appointment setting. So that's built in. And then there's tier 3, which will actually include that, and then will also include the content generation and the advertising. Okay, so you actually, if you have tier 3, you'll have a full automated, scalable marketing and business system, because you have clients and leads and appointments booked consistently, automatically coming in. Then you have an AI system to nurture them and convert them and set appointments. Then we have a follow-up system to constantly follow up with them for additional, to come back and to follow up with them until they become a customer. So you have a full cycle funnel that's completely automated without hiring an additional staff member, without taking additional time of your staff, and we can just plug it into your business just like that. Okay, so this is a done for you system. We're going to build it for you so that you don't have to build it yourself. You don't have to figure it out and put all the pieces together, which take us a long time to do. Basically, figure it out for you. Okay, so you want to learn about it, you want to see the demo, you want to book a strategy call, then go to WellnessGrowth.ai and see if you qualify for that. Fill out the form there, and then we will be speaking to you soon. Okay, all right, so that is the second part about the new WellnessGrowth.ai system. Once again, that's only for people who have existing clinics or any business that is appointment based, or it could be like a phone appointments, or it could be in-person appointments. So that includes anyone that takes clients and needs leads. So if you're in any business that needs leads or needs appointments, then you can actually use the same system and plug it in directly. All right. Any other questions? Oh yeah. So here is the website for WellnessGrowth.ai. So go in here, press the button, and then fill out the form. Okay. So what we do is we install a 24/7 AI growth system that brings in qualified clients, books more appointments automatically. Okay. If you want to learn about more about the peak performance topic that I talked about, you go to QiLifeStore.com. If you go here, you scroll up a bit, and then here, the first image says Peak Performance Longevity. Click on that, and it'll take you to the page. Read all about it. Read about the peak performance, anti-aging, biohacking, frequencies, and the systems we have. Watch this webinar I did here, see, and then you can learn more about how you can optimize your performance, your biological performance, and be like me. You can reverse your aging 10 plus years. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you for watching. If you have a question, type it fast. I got about a minute before I go. You're welcome, Erica. Fast, really funny. Yeah, if you're not following yet, make sure you follow my accounts here. We do post every day. Make sure you're sharing, commenting on the posts. I do read them. So yeah, thanks for following. Okay, and also share with your friends, right? If you have somebody that been working on something, struggling with something, and they tried everything, they tried the allopathic method, and none of those doctors can help them. They're looking for something different. Then tell them about Qi Coils. Or you have somebody who has a clinic, tell them about our WellnessGrowth.ai, right? Basically, in the next 3 to 5 years, if your business isn't powered by AI, then you're going to be losing a lot versus a company that is using AI, definitely, because they'll just, they'll